What is up, guys? Welcome. What's up, guys? Good evening. So a little early today again. A little early. I have to be honest, I have football tonight, so I have to had to come in a little earlier. We got to check out what's going on with the market. A couple things. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing today? Now I'm gonna try to pronounce your name. Forgive me if I don't say this correctly. Is it Kinamir? What's going on, brother? AVK, good evening. Mark, what's going on? Onzmello. I forget how to say your name, man. What's going on, brother, guys? Hope you guys are having a good day, good evening. Hope everybody had a good, what is today? Monday? Good Monday. Let's jump right into this. So, a couple quick things that I do want to check out. First things first, obviously Milady sitting around that 64. I tell you guys, from the last stream, which was yesterday, right? Milady, to me, even though we have been still sitting in this descending triangle, this bull flag, to me, Milady has been looking very bullish. It really has, and I'll explain why. We really have been holding some key levels lately, right? Now, things obviously could change. We could have some crazy things going on in the market right now. The market, because Bitcoin isn't, at $50,000 like everybody expected it was going to be after the ETF. You have everybody sitting here flipping out, right? Like saying, calling for, we're going back down to like 30,000, this and that, which you never could rule something like that out, right? But I think a lot of people are just sour right now because they expected Bitcoin to get to 50,000, right? But a couple quick things, and we'll be back to Milady. For Bitcoin particularly, we had this ETF obviously debacle. We're still kind of getting past it, right? But you guys can see, obviously, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. You can see we obviously, when we spiked up, we almost hit that 50,000 mark, right? And I told you guys it was going to probably be a nice sell the news type of event, right? Now, I think that's what we saw here. But now what I'm guessing what I'm seeing is I found out. You guys remember when, or you guys, I'm sure none of us probably remember. I don't know. Maybe some of us were around, but gold actually got its ETF back in like the 60s or 70s, right? And when this happened for gold, the price became very manipulative, where the big players were able to basically mess with the price action for gold after the ETF was approved and went into effect. And I'm honestly thinking that we're seeing some of this already playing out with Bitcoin. Now, I don't think that they're going to have, as far as like their pool, I don't think it's going to be very much as we start, moving further on into 2024 and a lot more money gets injected into the crypto market. But for right now, what would you guys say? Would you say this ETF was a good thing for Bitcoin, or would you rather us not even go through that ETF? If I was to say it, I probably, now that I'm looking, now we're looking after the fact, I feel like the ETF probably wasn't the best thing for Bitcoin or crypto as of now. My opinion. We basically just invited all the stock market to come and start trading off of Bitcoin, and now we're having to deal with them, right? We're having to deal with a lot of the big players, which I'm sure a lot of the big players were already involved with Bitcoin, but now with this ETF, I'm sure it's a lot easier for them to manipulate the price for Bitcoin. Now, are we still on track long term for Bitcoin to get to some of these numbers, like breaking an all-time high for this year? As of now, 100%, because you guys can still see, when in doubt, zoom out. We're still on our way up, right? We're just going through a little turbulence right now, given with this whole ETF stuff that's passed by. But as we continue to move through 2024, like I keep telling you guys, I don't have any doubt in my mind that we're going to continue to move up. Now, real quick, let's see here. Mark, what's going on? Everybody, what's going on? Moonbound said, "Dog Elon to the mother effing moon." We'll check out a moon. We're gonna look at we'll look at Dog Elon here in a second for sure. Crypto to the sky. Aye, aye, aye. Let's see here. What's up, Real? Troy, what's going on? What's going on? Make sure you guys, while we get this started, make sure you guys are hitting that like, right? Make sure you guys hitting that like. 6 likes, 23 people here. Come on, guys. What are you guys doing right now? What are you doing to me? Just kidding. So for Milady right now, particularly, we are sitting at a market cap of around $47 million. We're back under that $50 million mark, sitting back at that 47. Honestly, not worried about it. Like I said, if you look back, even on this chart, we're still in the green, right? We're still in the green. We have been slowly kind of trickling down, but we've really been holding this 60 mark. And you guys remember, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I said, for right now, very bullish. If we can hold this 60 mark, it'll be a big thing, because if we can hold this the 60 mark, and let's just say we start getting back on track here, and maybe sometime this week, right? Bitcoin starts moving back up to 43, 44, 45,000. We're starting at a very good place, right? We're not starting back where we were before. We still have held on to some of these gains, even though we did see this nice move up, right? And like I said, we've been moving in this descending triangle for a while. And you guys saw the thumbnail. I still believe that this is going to play out like a bull flag. And at some point, we're going to see, again, a nice move. And we're going to start moving back up to where we were already originally thinking when we were in this areas, towards this 80, 88 mark. That's going to be the next spot that I think we're going to be coming up and hitting our head. But for right now, we are at the mercy of Bitcoin, right? We're at the mercy of Bitcoin, but that's not a bad thing. Bitcoin right now sitting at around 42, right under 43,000 is still, think about that, $43,000. Remember where we just came from 6 months ago, and we're at $43,000. I understand all of us expected us to be, a lot higher after this ETF, but after the fact, and really doing some research on the ETF for gold, it seems like we kind of were bamboozled almost as far as this ETF. And now I'm starting to think that old Dirty Gary it was a good thing that he kept denying that ETF, because I don't know if it's going to be a good thing short term for Bitcoin. Long term, they're not going to be able to hold us back, though, right? They're not going to be able to hold us back whatsoever. Now, couple things let's look at for the market itself. There's my thumbnail here. So, looking at the market itself, looking at the big players for the 7-day, Sui's been doing great. Look at that, up 67%. Ethereum name right here, this has been doing 75% for the week. So these things are still holding on to their gains for sure. I feel like the altcoins right now, we have lost some of the gains that we made, but if you really look at a lot of the altcoins, they're not going back into those numbers that we were at, even just 5 weeks ago. They're really holding their gains, and I think we're really setting up for this next run whenever Bitcoin really starts getting back up there. These altcoins are already starting off 15, 20, 30, 75% higher than they already were just a few weeks ago. So let's see here. Bunk's looking decent for 7-day. It's up 28%. You guys remember we looked at Bunk the other day. We've been looking at Bunk every day. And remember when Bunk was rallying, someone was asking me, I don't remember which one of you guys were asking me, should they buy in? They were like, should I, buy in on Bunk right now? And I told them, I said, honestly, Bunk's up 57%. He asked me when we were around this area, and I said, Bunk is up 57%. The market wasn't doing great. It's still kind of where we were at right now. I said I would honestly hold off. If you have patience, you might be able to buy in on a fraction of where it's at. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. Bunk's been holding the last few days after this little cool off. But you can see right now the SMA, the simple moving averages, right? You can see that we have the 200-day, the 100-day. It's sitting above those, right? But this 20 and 50-day are basically squeezing this price in, right? Now, which way do I think this is going to probably go? I think, honestly, Bunk is probably going to sit around and kind of just stay around where it's at right now, almost in like a consolidation mode. You guys know how I feel about Bunk long term. I think Bunk long term is going to be a big meme coin as far as getting into this bull market. So if you guys are looking for Bunk, you guys know I put this price here at the 10. If you guys are blessed with getting some kind of a price action where it will drop towards that 10, I think that is a decent spot to dollar cost average in, or if you're sitting on the sidelines, buy in and get into the project. That's a 25% drop from where it's at right now. Not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, if you are able to find where the price does dip down towards this 10 mark, this is probably going to be the line in the sand. You can see it is basically bounced multiple times on this 10 mark. Sometimes it'll drop a little bit below, but very, very short terms. I guarantee if it drops down towards this like 94, by the time you set everything up and hit that buy, it's already back up above this this support level. So as far as bunk. So let's see here, just catching up. If I haven't said hello, what's up, guys? My boy Clayton's in the house. Mex, what's going on, brother? BP said, let's go, Milady gang. We live. Bro, you got the trading video. You got to do the trading video on how you read the charts. I can understand you better than these other tubers. I will, dude. I will. I'll definitely look into that and just give you what I have inside this brain right here. And I'm going to put it on a video and translate it. I should do it in like a robot voice, though. You know, like some of the videos you click in, they're like, today's price was... I'm going to do something like that and just and show you guys what's going on in this freaking brain right here, right? No, but I definitely should do that. Look out for that, BP. I definitely will do that, and I'll shout you out for that for sure. Tim, what's going on, brother, man? So let's see here. ABK was saying your thoughts. If it's possible, we get more excuse me, we get more often dumps on Bitcoins because the ETF only can be traded when the market is open and not 24/7. That's smart, man. I didn't even think about that. That is true. So what AVK is saying is basically during trading hours for the stock market is really when the only that we know of. Now, real quick, I will say AVK is like certain places like Robinhood, and there's other trading platforms you can actually trade out of that 9:30 to 4 o'clock time frame. Right, you can actually trade around past those times. I've done it before as far as trading stocks. Now, as far as like majority people, he's saying that hold on, let's see. Let me read it real quick. Possible we get more often dumps on Bitcoin because the ETF only can be traded when the market is open and not on 24/7. So I never thought about that, really. You know, that majority of the traders can only trade Monday through Friday, not given that it's not a holiday, right? Like today, that it's not a holiday, they can only trade between, you know, certain amount of hours in between the day. And that does make sense as far as, you know, seeing weird price actions maybe during the day, and then maybe at nighttime we get back into that normal kind of trend. You know, one thing I have to say about the ETF is I don't know. I think as we move on, you know, in the next couple weeks, next couple months, next couple years, we're gonna really see what this ETF is really gonna bring to crypto, to Bitcoin particularly, right? You know, at the end of the day, these big people that are buying in, I don't think they want to see Bitcoin drop, right? But short term, I think they want to see a better price action for them to get into. Right? A lot of people now that weren't particularly wanting to buy exactly Bitcoin, now they're exposed to Bitcoin through these ETFs. So maybe, you know, some of these big players are really trying to hold the price down right now and try to, you know, fill their bags up for the anticipation that we're going to be moving up. Now, as far as us really noticing any kind of difference, maybe during trading hours, that's something I think we're going to have to really, you know, keep an eye on. It's only been, a week? So as far as like right now, I haven't noticed anything, you know, crazy today. Obviously, the markets are closed because it's a national holiday. But, you know, as we move forward, maybe that's something we can definitely keep our eye on, because as of now, I haven't really noticed anything yet as far as like any price action during the day, during the week, you know, particularly through what could be the exposure for the ETF, you know. But, you know, as far as Bitcoin, we know how Bitcoin moves, right? You know, there's just some days that we're having these great days, and then there's always these days where we go stagnant for a while. We go stagnant, things kind of get boring, right? Things get boring, and then out of nowhere, it's just like out of nowhere something happens and we just start moving. We start moving, right? And I think, as like I keep saying, we keep moving through 2024. You know, I don't think it's going to be explosion after explosion where we're just moving up hundreds of percent. There's in the bull market, the last bull market 2021, it was, you know, it was like we had the same exact kind of feeling it was right here, where technically in 2021, we started moving towards the beginning of the year, right? Like around March. And I remember, I never forget, in July, I had a big bag of Ethereum, right? I already made my money off of Doge, sold it, and Ethereum started going. Well, yeah, Ethereum started. I bought into Ethereum with all my profits, and the market crashed. Wasn't a big crash, but Ethereum went from like $2,500, it was like $3,000, down to like $1,500, $1,200. Around where I was originally buying, and I was like spooked out, right? Because I was still kind of early in the crypto world. And I remember, like there was people that have been in the crypto, and they were like, just hold on, this is just price manipulation. And sure enough, after about 2 months, that's when we rallied up and we made all-time highs for Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. So what I'm getting to is you can technically say we started the bull run at the beginning of 2021, but those big drops in between, from us starting the bull run and getting up to that all-time high. So it's not just clear skies. You get into a bull run and it's just like, we're just going to steadily move up every single day. There's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be weeks where it's just crappy, right? Where it feels crappy. But if you're taking advantage of these dips, then at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. And you're just going to look back and you'll be like, damn, because that's what I was doing. I was so close to selling my Ethereum in July of 2021. So close. And I don't know what it was, but I was, wasn't told, but I was watching and following some people that were like, we've been through this, we're going to get out of it, and I just held. I was like, I'm going to just hold, I don't need this money. I'm going to just keep holding, and I'm going to put all my emotions to the side. It was so hard, but I continued to buy in, and I continued to buy in while we were dipping. And like I said, the end of 2021, November particularly, you guys all remember, we rallied to all-time highs. So I'm not saying it's going to happen exactly like that, but one thing that will be exact is that there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be big dips, in between some of these big moves. It happens. It's just part of crypto, right? It's all part of crypto. It's really, if you take advantage of it, that's really what it is. So with that rant over, like I've been telling you guys, one thing I will say is that Milady has been looking very bullish. She has been looking very bullish. Obviously, we're not up to the sky or anything like that, but she has been holding. I don't know if you guys remember when Bitcoin, let's see here, when we dropped down, I'm trying to remember which one of these drops. We it might have been like this one over here when we were in this channel. When we dropped down, you guys remember, Milady literally took a crap and dropped down to the 200-day SMA. This is the 200-day moving average. But since then, she rallied up. She regained a lot of those drops. We actually, since we've made that drop, we're back kind of in the bottom of this channel that we originally were in. But what I'm getting to is she hasn't seen any massive drops. And we've covered it before. We covered it yesterday. The whale holdings is starting to go up again. You guys can see whale holdings are starting to go up. As far as holders, let me see here. I haven't checked this out since this is from the 13th. You can see retail is about at 103 trillion, and you can see whales as far as what they're holding. It went down to about the 655, and then it went back up where they picked up a few extra trillion in the last few days. But what we've seen as far as the wallets is it's gone up from 40. It was up to 49 as of the 10th. So you can see whale wallets is increasing. Whale holdings is kind of staying flat, but retail, we're not retail. Forgive me. Retail, I'm looking here. I'm sorry. I got a little brain fart there. So for retail is the people that are coming in and going, right? Those are the short term. They've pretty much gone up a little bit, but we really, at the end of the day, we appreciate their volume, but, it doesn't really matter. But you can see as far as investors long term, it's been kind of like going back and forth. Obviously, when we were moving up like crazy, we were at 160 trillion for investors. We dipped all the way down to 98, and we're starting to slowly move ourselves back up at 103 trillion. But regardless, what I'm saying is that you can see through the wallets We're building. We finally broke 18,000 wallets holding, and that's so small compared to most projects. Only 18,000 wallets out there for Milady, right? But one thing I will say, and I'm going to refresh this, is when you go and you look on CoinMarketCap and you look at all these messages that everybody's putting on here, there's 38,000 followers. You can see all these people pretty much say the same thing. Top 10 meme coins, ladies. Ladies is the next Shiba. I'm bullish on ladies. Ladies, I agree this has 50% chance of becoming the next Shiba. Ladies will be the next Shiba. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see that it's out there, right? The message is out there. As we continue and we get into this bull market, Milady's is going to continue the volume. It's going to continue up. More investors are going to start drawing in, right? They're going to start drawing in, and we're going to be on our way. But like I keep telling you guys, for right now, we're really at the whim of Bitcoin. We're really at the whim of Bitcoin. And you know, if you look at a lot of projects, particularly like, you know, the projects that have really been rallying, look at Solana. Solana's at $93. One thing I will say with Solana, you guys already know what I'm about to draw right here for Solana. Look at this. This thing is a beautiful bull flag that's formed. Beautiful bull flag that's formed. Look what we have. Beautiful bull flag. I think all these projects are kind of setting up. They're all setting up, and they're all looking very similar to where we're going to see some kind of a nice big retracement towards the upside here soon. We might have some more pain ahead of us. Who knows? But you can see, I would say 60-70% chance that these bull flags are going to play out. These descending triangles are going to play out, and we're going to see most likely a big move towards the upside. And I'm sure as I map a lot of these projects, they all look pretty similar, or if not the same. So ICP is not as you know, distinguished as far as a descending triangle per se, but I guess we could kind of say that there is one here, right? For ICP, you can see we had I made this descending triangle before the explosion. You can see played out, right? But it doesn't always necessarily do that. That's why I say like 60-70% chance we'll usually see a big run after this descending triangle finds that last bit of support, and then boom, out of nowhere they'll usually just shoot up towards the top. Sometimes they're short-lived. Sometimes, you know, we'll make it up and we'll just basically not look back. So let's see here. So Tim was saying, let's go, me ladies. BP was saying, nah, you have to use your swag, your style. All right. I got you, bro. I'm going to have that video out. Got the White Claws on deck right now, guys. We got football tonight. Who's watching? We got tonight the Bucks and the Green Bay. Who do you guys got? Put it in the chat. If you guys watch football, who do you think's going to win tonight? The Bucks or Green Bay? Before you put that answer, you guys know where I live, right? You guys know where I live. Mike, what's going on, brother? What's going on? If you guys have any particular projects to look at, now is the time. Eller, what's going on, brother, man? How are you doing today? So back to looking at, you know, the top projects for the 7 hours. Let's look at for the day, the 24 hours. We have Flare. Let's see here. Sui's been doing great. This thing's been moving like crazy. You can see for right now, we do have a couple projects that have kind of, you know, been breaking out, right? We have like Flare, this XAI, don't know anything about it. Ribbon Finance up, you know, 12% for the 7 days, but you can really see majority of the projects right now, nothing crazy, right? Nothing crazy for the 7 days. It looks a lot better, right? You can see a lot of these projects are still holding on. All these alts are still holding on with the anticipation that we're most likely going to see a breakout here coming soon. And like I keep saying to you guys, where Ladies is sitting, we are not in a bad spot. If we had broke down towards our 200-day and we've been sitting here, for one, I would be just buying in like a madman, just adding to my bag. It's bittersweet, right? It's bittersweet because obviously we know long-term what Milady's is going to do. But at the same time, we also want to bring in investors. And if Milady is down and out, and not doing good, you won't see those bullish messages all over all the leaderboards or the message boards. You won't see them, everybody talking about how bullish they are on Milady. It'll be more of a bearish tone, right? So at the same time, you are given these opportunities. That's why I say, make sure you guys, if you're able to and you're paying attention and you're able to catch it, add to your bag. Just keep adding to your bag, because there's going to be a point where we're going to look back at all this and we're going to be like, wow, I can't believe that you could have bought Milady at these lows, right? At these lows. So, and if you really look at the charts, like I said, if you really zoom out and you look at the 7-day chart, Milady's technically is up. Milady's is up right now. I mean, we're still holding that 60 mark. So everything's looking good for now, right? So Troy was saying, I think it's going to bounce and take off tomorrow. What do you have behind thinking that tomorrow is going to be the day that we're going to see a massive run? You just think that it's going to be that we've been kind of just going down that descending triangle, that tomorrow is going to be the day. That's it. Which me personally, what I would say is I wouldn't say it's going to be particularly tomorrow. It could be very well, right? Could very well be tomorrow as we see the day that we finally, Bitcoin starts, getting back up. What I will say is that it could be a week from now. You know what I'm saying? It could be a week from now. So that's why at the end of the day, just make sure you guys are paying attention to the charts. And if we see any small dips, anything right now, like I told the chat yesterday, anything below the 60 mark for Milady particularly, I'm buying in. So if you see like how we broke down here and we dropped down to the 5.9, add it to the bag. Right here, maybe the 61s, I remember I did not add to my bags, which they wouldn't have been bad spots, but really it's not like it's far from where we're at right now, right? If I'm going to sit there and buy it right at these spots, I'll just buy where we're at right now, which isn't a terrible spot to buy in right now, because at the end of the day, like we always say, market cap under $50 million, this thing is a fraction of what this is going to actually be in this next bull run. Bitcoin dominance sitting at around 50%. What's crazy is my predictions, if you guys remember, for Bitcoin particularly before the ETF, they really played out like I said that was going to happen. It just was a little bit more dramatic, and after the fact, I didn't really plan on after the ETF, right? I was really saying when we were in this descending triangle and we were approaching this ETF deadline on the 10th, I said, we're going to see something. You guys remember I had that sloppy drawing up, and I was like, we're going to go up to probably around 48,000. Well, we broke 49,000. And I said, there's going to be a sell the news event. There's going to be one. It's inevitable, right? Crypto, something like that big happening was going to be a sell the news event. Didn't know it was going to be that dramatic as far as us going from 49 down to 41.5. You guys remember what I was saying was that I was praying and hoping that we were going to get some kind of, $49,000 bounce, maybe 50, and then find some support at around 46,000. That was going to be a very bullish setup for us, because as we start getting past this ETF, it wouldn't have been much for us to move back up towards the 49,000, 50,000 mark, if we were able to really hold some key levels. Not saying that we're not bullish now, but now we're basically restarting from getting back into this channel and breaking out. Now we're back into this channel basically, and now we're kind of, we're going to have to go through it all again. We're going to have to go through it all again. And I think what happened last week with the whole ETF, the fake news coming out, the sell the news rumor, all this stuff, there's a lot of people that are kind of just staying away from Bitcoin. I saw a lot of articles today, particularly you see on CoinDesk, right? Let's see here. Will the next Bitcoin halving be another hype cycle? There's a lot of, I'm not going to say this is FUD, but you have a lot of this being pumped out, into the news in front of a lot of investors. So they're like, I'm going to just wait, or I'm not going to buy in on Bitcoin right now. There's going to be a drop. So you have a lot of that going on right now. And, with the fact that for whatever reason, people think Bitcoin being at 42,000 is bearish, when in reality, if you guys just always remember where you came from, right? 6 months ago, we were trading at $25,000. 8 months ago, 25,000. We've almost doubled where we're at, right? And same thing for ladies. If we go back 6 months to a year, because it was actually a little bit longer than 6 months. I'm talking about this dip right here, and even where we're at when we were, just basically consolidating, right? You can see where we're at, or where we came from, right? The bottom of where we came from to where we're at right now, we're still up 122%. Everything is fine. Everything is great, guys. We're good, right? We're just going through that little turmoil right now, shaking out all these short-term investors. And at the end of the day, they'll be back. All these short-term investors will be back, right? In a week, month, 2 months from now, the market will be back being bullish. Everybody will forget what we just went through this last week, and we'll be right back on, as far as us getting up towards 50, or maybe we'll be past 50 at that time. Maybe we'll be, in the mid-50s, eyeing 60,000. I honestly predict that when Bitcoin finally breaks 50,000 and we're up towards that 55,000, that's when I think things are going to start moving fast. For not just Bitcoin, but for the altcoins. I really do think that once we break some of these key levels, that the alts are going to really just be like, all right, Bitcoin's at that safe spot. Let's go, right? And a lot of money is going to start pumping in to, first it will be like Ethereum. Solana will start going crazy. You have the bigger alts going nuts, and then you'll start seeing it trickling down, and eventually it'll get to Milady, where, at the time, who knows, 2 months from now, maybe let's just say we're at $100 million market cap. That little ass market cap, it's going to see so much money flying in, and it's just going to be a massive rocket ship out of nowhere, right? We're all going to be basically just sitting there asleep, and we're going to be like, someone's going to nudge you, we're moving. We're moving. So let's see here. So ABK was saying, make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you guys hit that like, for real. 17, we got 22 people here. We're not doing bad. Let's see here. RG Gaming was saying, I hope we get another dip so I can buy another billion. I'm in that same boat. The other day I was looking, I was like, damn, it's a little pricey for buying like 10 billion. I was like, I'm so used to buying these cheap ass prices. I was like, I might wait a little bit, right? Not that I'm anticipating there's going to be a drop or anything, but like I always tell you guys, just have patience. If it's the price that you're not looking for right now, there always could be an opportunity where, we could see some kind of a flash crash or something like that, where, just like we saw over here, this massive dropper here, I was able to catch this down here. I wish I would have bought 10 times more than what I bought, but you'll get those opportunities. And you saw it was a flash crash, dropped, and it was immediately not all 100%, regained, but 50-60% bounced right back up. Now, looking at the 2 hour, the simple moving averages for the SMAs, you guys can see right here. So we have, this is going to be our 20-day. This is going to be our 50. The red is going to be our 200 SMA, and this orange is going to be our 100-day, right? And you guys can see we basically are back to where we can't break this 20-day moving average. The 20-day moving average right now is around the 65. We did earlier break it. We broke out of the channel. I was like, oh, we might be going on for a little run here, but it was basically short-lived, right? Right now, I'm going to tell you guys, this is a perfect time to just continue to dollar cost average in, because we are not going to most likely see a massive run until Bitcoin at least shakes off some of whatever is going on right now, and it can get back up to where it was around 45, 46,000. Right now, like I tell you guys, for whatever reason, Bitcoin being at 42,000, people are looking at it like it's bearish, right? They're looking at it like it's bearish. A lot of people are like, why didn't Bitcoin go to 50,000? So they're thinking, oh, we're going to see a drop here, which who knows, right? You never know. Always prepare for the worst, right? But what I'm seeing is that I don't think we're going to see a massive drop, and if we do, take advantage of it. But for right now, the way the markets are looking is we're probably going to sit in this little choppy zone until Bitcoin can really start making a move and start breaking out again, which you guys know, just like Troy was saying, he's feeling lucky. He feels like the market any day now is going to, we're going to see a nice little bounce. And that's how it works. It's like we'll sit in these little boring spots, but then out of nowhere, we'll just start, the atmosphere for crypto will change. And it's like we go from, being like we are right now. I don't really see us being in a bearish kind of mode right now, but it's in more of a boring, light bearish mode right now, right? But it's like out of nowhere, it's like you'll wake up and boom, Bitcoin's rallying and we're back up to 44,000 and things are going, we're moving again. So like I said, if and when that does happen, as long as we can hold this 60 mark, I feel like we are setting ourselves up for a nice move, because we're not starting from this, down here or down here at our 200-day. We're starting well above it, 120% up from just 5 weeks ago. So we already got a little kickstart. Now I understand a lot of us wouldn't mind a nice little dip. Like I said, and like someone else said, I would not be upset if we saw, a little flash crash, because I would definitely be taking advantage of it, because long term, I know what we're holding, and I know what this thing's capable of doing, and I know where this thing is going, and as far as in this bull run. And like you see all the comments, next Shiba. You imagine if that does come true, next Shiba, your portfolio is going to be not in green, it's going to be in that super green. It feels good too. It feels really good when your portfolios are when you're up thousands and thousands of dollars. It really does. That's where you get that addiction from. And you're like, hell yeah. Let's look at so Gate.io number one for volume today. Let's look at what they're looking at as far as buys to sells. I know it's been increasing as we've been moving. So we're starting to get up there, about 27% buys. Sells still kind of in control at around 73%. You guys know where we came from. We came from, this was at a point, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we were at like 5% buys, right? 95% sells. So we are slowly moving in the right direction, right? We're slowly moving in the right direction. Like I keep telling you guys, it's going to kind of be in this same little area that we're in until we really can start moving. Things get boring. But like I keep telling you guys, just take advantage of it right now. Even right now at the 64 mark for Milady, I mean, if you really think about it and you look at the market cap, you got to kind of forget what we were buying at, 5 weeks ago. Obviously, we were buying at 100%, discount, right? You had you were able to get basically for what a dollar will buy you today, you're able to get almost triple 5 weeks ago, right? You have to kind of get all that past, because we most likely won't see those numbers again. And if we do, it'll probably be short-lived, because the community has grown in the last 5 weeks. We have a lot of people just like you and I that are waiting there. And if that was to give us an opportunity where we saw some crazy drop down to there and we're able to, get, 3 times what we're able to get right now for that same dollar, people are going to be all over it, right? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for sure. And what I'm getting to is, even at the 64, look at the market cap. 46,930,000. 46 million, dude. Basically 47 million. This thing is a fraction of what we're going to be at. And we can look at a couple other projects as far as market caps. Look at Bunk. Bunk's sitting right under $900 million. Myro's been pumping like crazy. 3 times what our market cap is right now at $122 million. So just take in what we have here. Milady's market cap is so low, but it's going to have the same exposure as all these big meme coins like Bunk, Myro, and what Sneak. What the hell has Sneak been doing? I haven't even heard anybody talking about Sneak lately. Or Sneak, whatever it is. Under 100 million, it's at 85 million. So it's on our tail too. Look at this right here. They said sneaks easy a $20 billion market cap in 2025. What's crazy is you think of that like $20 billion, right? But if you've lived in 2021 when you saw some of these things, I'm not hyping you guys up at all. What I saw freaking Dogecoin and what Shiba did was it was unreal. It was unreal, the amount of money that came into these projects, and they didn't have anything behind them. There was no utility, nothing. It was all strictly hype, and these things went from $500 million market caps up to 20, 30, $40 billion market caps. Just imagine that, right? And not even, you don't have to imagine it. We saw it. I'm saying imagine if we can see that same exposure with Milady. This thing is going to rocket ship. It's going to freaking rocket ship. So while we are on, before I get my football on, anybody have any projects that you guys want to look at? Any projects that you guys particularly want to look at? I know a lot of you guys are invested in Corgi AI. Corgi AI has been kind of struggling lately. It has been. You can see it's around that 17 mark. It found some support right at this 17. Looks like it's trying to hold, but we'll have to see how that goes. I'm kind of waiting for Corgi AI. This is my line in the sand right here at around the 12. I'm waiting to see if maybe I'll get an opportunity to buy in right there at the 12. I'll throw a few $100s at it and see what it does. So SDAO, let's see what that is. Oh, Singularity. Nice. So a couple things with this project right here is, first thing I'm going to say is this blue line is indicating the 200-day moving average. It has broke below the 200-day moving average, right? So a lot of times when that occurs, that's like my line in the sand from being bearish to bullish, right? So I'm not saying long term that this project could be something big, right? But what I'm saying for right now is the fact that it has broke below its 200-day, in my eyes, would be slightly bearish. Now, you can see this isn't the first time. It did break and find some support right here at around the 41 cent. And it did bounce up, but you can see it pretty much got rejected. Right here, this red line is what I'm looking at. This is its 200-day SMA, right? You can see it pretty much it's hitting its head on that 200-day SMA and getting rejected. So if I was to bet my top dollar, I would say that most likely this thing might have a little bit more to bleed out, right? A little bit more to bleed out, and I will put out some spots where I maybe can find some support. And then obviously it's going to be, I'm not even looking at where we saw right here. I was looking at over here. You can see that we bounced multiple times right here. This is going to be at that 41.7 mark. And that's pretty much where we bounced before. So that's pretty much going to be the pivotal spot that it has to hold, right? That 41.7, 41.8. If it can hold that, you'll see a bounce. It needs to, for this to be bullish, it needs to bounce off this 200-day. It needs to find support. As soon as it can find some solid support above this 200-day, which is going to be around that 46 cent, it'll break past this little 200-day SMA moving average that it's been hitting its head on, and you'll probably see another move towards the upside. But for right now, I would say honestly for this project would be a project that I would maybe have patience on. You might be able to get in if you're not in yet at some cheaper prices, just because of the fact that it's below its 200-day SMA, or below its 200-day moving average, and it keeps hitting its head on this 200-day SMA moving average. So just keep an eye on it. Have patience. You might be able to buy, like I said, at least at this 41.7, 41.8. But if it drops below it, that's when you're going to be looking for some spots. And I will put the next spot that I see as some resistance, if this breaks this, it's probably going to be coming back down towards the 37 mark, which wouldn't be a bad thing. Only be giving you an opportunity to continue to dollar cost average in at some solid prices, right? But for right now, unfortunately, I would say until it can really find some candles, and I mean like 3, 4, 5 candles above this 200-day moving average at around the 46 cent, it's technically bearish in my eyes. So C was saying, what do I think about Baby Doge? Baby Doge. I will say Baby Doge is always like top trending for meme coins. I don't know what the hell they do, if they have good marketing or what, but they're always trending for top meme coins. So you see how, so remember the last chart we just looked at, right? And you saw this is the 200-day, and it was below, right? It was below its 200-day. You can see for Baby Doge right here, it's at least, it did break below its 200, but you can see it quickly, it was retraced, and it's basically bouncing above its 200-day. So that's very bullish. Usually it's usually an indication that it's bullish, and you're most likely, as long as it can hold above this 200-day, you're going to see a bounce here eventually on Baby Doge. You can see also the dreaded SMA 200-day. It hasn't bounced a lot, but you can see when it does approach it, when it tries to have these breakouts, it's short-lived, hitting its head on the top of the right here at this 200-day SMA at around the I don't even know how many zeros that is, but the 13 mark, we'll call it, right? So for right now, for Baby Doge, I would just be accumulating. I would just be accumulating for this project because it looks bullish above its 200-day, but it obviously has not broke out. This thing has not broke out. When you look at a lot of projects, like look at ladies, the 200-day is starting to creep up on us, right? But you can see this explosion right here whenever we did break our 200-day, right? You guys can see there was this massive explosion. For something like Baby Doge, there wasn't a massive explosion. There was a move up, there was a double top, and then there's been a trickle back down towards the 200-day again. So for this project, if you this is a project that you're believing in long term, this could be a project that hasn't even seen its explosion yet. Even first round explosion, and you could be on the verge of seeing a big move right here. Just because, like I said, barely over its 200-day, but it's been using the 200-day as some solid support, right? So you could see something where, this thing will kind of sit above the 200-day, and then out of nowhere, we'll see somewhat of a big move towards the upside. I always freaking draw these little dots, and they piss me off. Always. That's like OCD right there. If I have little dots that I'll draw, I'm like, I'll stop everything. I'm like, gotta delete them. But yeah, for Baby Doge, I will say, like I tell you, every time I look up like top meme coins, Baby Doge is always on the list, right? It's always on the list for like top trending. And I feel like Baby Doge really hasn't seen a massive explosion at all through its whole cycle, right? And I could be wrong, as I'm now looking. Baby Doge looks like it did actually see a massive explosion. When was this? This was the beginning of this year? That's nuts. So this thing already went on like a pre-explosion while everything was down. Holy crap. That's crazy. You see how, like, you saw explosion first came out, nice move up, right? Died, boring, out of nowhere. Boom, explosion. Right? So I would honestly, with Baby Doge, I would just be accumulating, especially when you see these big dips down, right? Because eventually, a big move's eventually going to be coming, and you'll probably see explosion. But the one thing I will say is, if you are involved in this project, and you finally do get involved with the explosion, and you're in the green, take advantage of it. Because look how quick and short-lived these things are. This isn't a project for right now sees a massive move up and it holds. You can see it sees a nice move up. Maybe we'll double top, give you that opportunity, to sell off. But then eventually, it always happens where there's going to be a sell off, a cool off, and you get back into that boring stage until the next pump. So that, to me, would be just where I would just accumulate and just anticipate for that next move. So Amor was saying, let's see here. Sorry, I'm late. I was beasting in the gym on this holiday. Oh, okay. All right, buddy. My Amore's out here getting big on us. All right. I go to the gym. I went to the gym. I go to the gym out of 7 days. I work out because I bodybuild. I go to the gym probably about 5 times a week. When I was first, I've been in the gym for about 13, 14 years, right? Bodybuilding. So when I first got into the gym, I would do like 2 a days. You're trying to build that foundation. I would just kill it, right? Just kill it. And then I really started sizing up when I got into like my 6th, 7th year of really killing in the gym. Wasn't doing 2 a days anymore, right? I do isolation workouts where I pick like one day is chest and tris, next day's like back, next day's shoulders. I'll do legs. But I break them up into individual days for the most part, because I like to go to the gym at least 5 days out of the week. And then in between those 7 days, how I feel as far as like my body, I'll take breaks, like break days, right? It's always hard because you want to continue and just stay at the gym. You start feeling guilty if you don't go to the gym that one day, but I do live it up on my days I don't go to the gym, because I'm just like, I get to sleep in, because I go to the gym. I wake up at 5 in the morning every day when I do go to the gym. Wake up and I'm at the gym at around 5:45, 6 o'clock. That's how I like to start my day. I'm up early. I'm looking at the charts. First thing I do, I don't know what you guys do, but when I wake up, I roll over. I'm like, where's my phone? I'm looking for my phone, and I'm looking at the charts, right? Because I've been sleeping for the last 8 hours. I'm like, what the hell happened, right? And I'll kind of look at the charts, and then I start my day, right? I have my puppy, my daughter as well. If I have to take her to school that day or whatever, that's another reason why I like to go to the gym early in the morning, because everybody's still asleep. I take my dog out, let her use the bathroom and stuff like that, and then I go to the gym, right? So that's a good way I start my day. So shout out to Amor. So let's see here. So Bra was saying, I have 10 million Miladies? Is that good? Dude, listen. Right now, holding any Milady is good. Like I keep telling you guys, this market cap's so low, sitting at around $47 million. This thing's so low that even holding 1 billion, I think in the long term is going to play out for all of us, right? So what I keep saying, bro, to everybody is just slowly just dollar cost average in. I don't know what your financial status is, your situation, but what we always say on the channel is only invest money that you're not going to use or you don't need anytime soon, right? I don't ever use that analogy. Only invest money that you're willing to lose, because we're not going to lose our money, right? We're not losing any money. Your money might go down as far as like when you buy in. It might, you might see red days where, you put in $500 and it's only $450, but it'll go back up, right? Because you're going to put in money that you don't need to feed your family, pay your bills, money that's going to sit in your bank account and collect dust, or it's going to sit under your bed and your shoebox. Something like that, where you're not stressed out if it goes down. You have the opportunity to wait it out, right? Because that's what it's all about. That's what we always preach on this channel, is patience. So as long as you're using money that's not going to stress you out or turn you emotional, right? Then you're doing something good, right? So you start off 10 billion is a solid foundation. And now you can, whenever you get paid or whenever you're able to, or we see dips, just dollar cost average in. Just keep dollar cost averaging in. That's what we're all doing around here, pretty much. So let's see here. Joel was saying, let's see here. Oh, okay. So Joel, do you lift? Hold on, who's calling me? Oh, call you back, brother. My boy's calling me. He's probably watching the live and he's calling me right now. Come on, man. Come on, dude. So Joel saying calisthenics and powerlifting is a good mix. Nice. So Joel, one thing is I need to get more into like I don't do any cardio or anything like that. I'm gonna get on camera here soon. It's not like I'm like freaking the Hulk or anything like that, but I have some size on me, right? Because I've been working out. Like I've built a foundation, like I said, for the last like almost 15 years, and I've really focused on bodybuilding on the last like 10 years. So I've since, like I was telling you guys, after about 5 to like 7 years is really where I broke out of my natural kind of plateau, and I really started seeing my body like kind of morphing into like a what I was looking for, and I've just stayed on powerlifting, and not just powerlifting but bodybuilding particularly, because I really want to be sized up. We're down here in Florida. You know, you go to the beach. You know, my daughter always wants to be at the freaking beach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like wintertime, I usually live it up. Like right now, I'm like 20 pounds more than I want to be, right? Because I have a sweatshirt on the whole time. Really don't care. I freaking love to eat. You guys know, remember the early streams? I'm a burrito kind of guy, right? I love burritos. You know, I love all kinds of foods. There's two type of people that live in this world, right? We have people that eat to live, and then you have people like me that live to eat, right? I wake up every day knowing that I'm gonna have some big meals ahead of me, and I just can't wait. You know, so you throw that with bodybuilding, it's kind of like it's just all goes together. Like I love it. But during like February to March is when I start like really toning down, getting back strict to my diets and stuff like that, because I do want to keep size, but I do like to tone down because, like I said, we're always at the beach. Like we literally go to the beach for like weeks at a time. We'll get a condo out there and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure, you know, that, you know, when you want to be comfortable out there, right? And plus, there's a lot of girls out there, guys. Like, I mean, bro, you ever been to a Florida beach? My God, that'll give you motivation. Just go out there one day, and you're like, all right, yep, I'm tomorrow. I'm eating chicken, and that's it. And I'm I'm gonna have a 6-pack in a week, right? You guys got me on the bodybuilding, so. Yeah, so Dai was saying, what's up, brother, man? Dai was saying, stop talking about bodybuilding now. You didn't say that, but he was saying, Milady, long-term, people need to understand long-term. Dai, you know, it comes in time, right? It's like you got to experience and go through stuff. You got, like I said, I know you've been around crypto for a while. Myself, going through the last bear and bull market, I learned that as long as you have patience, 99.9% chance it's going to pay out for you. It's hard to have that patience, though. It's hard on two different ways, right? It's hard when you're down and you're just the market's so boring. You're like, you want to just jump out, right? And you don't want to take that loss, but it's like you just want to jump out. Is it going to go down to zero? You're always thinking that, right? No. And then there's that other way around of having patience when you're on your way up and you might be up 50, 60%. And now you're like, should I sell? You know, and you want to sell yourself short. So it's like having patience all around is going to pay off, right? Like I've been telling you guys, my prediction for Milady and this next bull run is seeing somewhere around $2 to $8 billion market cap, and that's me being conservative. I know we've all, you know, we have these bigger numbers and stuff like that. Like Shiba was up to 40 billion, right? But me being conservative, I'm saying anywhere from $2 to $8 billion market cap is what I'm sticking to right now. That's what I'm sticking to right now. And then obviously, like I keep telling you guys, if we were to go to $2 billion market cap, that's a 40x from where we're at right now. If we go up to $8 billion market cap, that's 160x from where we're at right now. So you guys can do the math. Whatever you're holding right now, if we went up to $8 billion, times it by 160. That's what you potentially could be holding on to if you have patience, right? So let's see here. So Joel was saying core is important. Ab Ripper from the P90X series from back in the days works great. You remember that P90? I remember that. And then Ella was saying we have to do exercise to eat more. Exactly. There you go. That's what I'm saying. And Smoking was saying family weights and crypto, good life. There you go, bro. Like I was telling everybody, good health and good wealth, right? That's what we're all looking for. Good health so you can be around your loved ones for as long as possible, right? You know, you want to have that good health. What's the point of you not having good health and maybe you become a millionaire, but, you know, you never know what can happen, right? So I want to make sure whenever I'm, like, really wealthy that I'm very healthy, you know, so I have a long time to just be like, what was that? Was it Scrooge? Where he'd go inside his vault and just swim in his money. I want to make sure I'm doing that, right? I don't want like just a couple years. I want to just sit there. Remember Dave Chappelle when he's like holding on to his money? I'm rich, bitch. You know, I want to do all that. So let's see here. Smoking will say thoughts on Kunk. I don't know if I've ever looked at that project. Is it on DeFi or is this going to be on, is it Kunk Inu? You know what? Let me pull this up on DeFi. I bet you it'll give us a better chart. So is Kunk? Is this on the Shiba? Is this on Shiba's ecosystem? If it is, that's pretty cool. I've never looked at a project that's on Shiba. Let me know if this is the project you're talking about right here. On Spooky Swap. Oh, it says it's on Phantom. Yeah, this is it. Why did it say it was on Shiba? It says it's on Shiba. I have no idea. I've never looked at a Shiba, project or whatever. But that, like I've been telling you guys, remember, if this project is on the Shiba ecosystem, remember, there was a time where Shiba didn't have that, right? And people always, a number one question, I'm going to look at this project real quick, but real quick, a big question that always pops up is, what does Milady have? Like, what's Milady's, utilities and stuff? And I always tell everybody, right now, not much, right? Right now, Shiba is in an evolving stage where it does have a big NFT line behind it, which is very popular. It was tweeted by Elon Musk, right? But in the sense of, like, is there like any kind of ecosystem, burning mechanism, staking, anything like that right now? As of today, to my knowledge, nothing yet. But that's how it was for Shiba once. It was just like that. There was absolutely nothing behind it. But as they built as a project, right, and they were able to evolve, they eventually wanted more for the project. And that's what's going to happen for Milady down the road. That's why I tell you guys, just be patient. Be patient. You always hear you're early in these projects. No, you are really early in this project. Milady hasn't even hit a year old yet. 1, 2, just look at the market cap. The market cap tells you that we're so early in this game. So early. Yeah, so this is it right here. This should be the project. So real quick, so looking at this project particularly, I will say, like I always tell you guys, remember yesterday I went on a freaking rant. Best time to buy in on these DeFi projects, obviously it's hindsight's 2020, but looking back is when these projects are dead. When no one's talking about them, it's ghost town, because boom, look at these gains, right? Now, you can see since this was back in December, it made some, I don't know if these are all-time highs or local highs, but it bounced up considerably, right? And you can see almost this dead cat bounce, and then now it has been kind of dwindling back down, back to that kind of a mode where it's going to probably get boring for a little while. DeFi season isn't here yet. The only DeFi season that's really pumping is in Solana. Solana's DeFi has been going nuts, but everybody else's DeFi right now is basically ghost town. But eventually, as we get into this bull market, you're going to have a bull market. Bitcoin's going to rally, right? Ethereum's going to rally. We'll get into altcoin season. Following after that big Bitcoin rally, it'll turn into altcoin season, right? And then after altcoin season, alts are still going crazy, but DeFi season starts to pop up, where you see a lot of these projects that are on DeFi all going nuts, right? They're all going crazy. All the ecosystems for DeFi, all these ecosystems all here that you guys can see on my left screen, all start going crazy. Right now, real quick, so just to finish up this project, not a bad spot to dollar cost average in, right? If you believe in this, it's going to be a big project for this ecosystem, coming up for this DeFi, wouldn't be a bad spot. You can see, obviously, we had a massive move, but now it is kind of trickled back down. I wouldn't be surprised until we get into DeFi season. Like I said, you see some kind of a move around where it's at, just kind of staying stagnant. If you have patience, you might be able to find some of these little smaller dips and maybe save yourself 10, 20, 30% on buying in or adding to your bag. But again, for myself, for DeFi, right now, I've been kind of just spreading my seeds and really just buying in on projects that are just dormant right now. Now, looking real quick, since we're looking at DeFi real quick, you can see 24-hour volume for Ethereum, which is usually the top for the DeFi, is under $1 billion at around 900 million. Binance, same, almost the exact same amount of money, right? This is down. This is down for DeFi for these big chains. Arbitrum, 400 million. Solana, 400 million. That is nuts. It has died out. this right here, you guys remember like a couple weeks ago, we were looking at Solana was number one. It was like at like $4 billion for 24-hour volume for this DeFi. So you can see even Solana is starting to really cool off right now. Another thing I want to point out is look at Arbitrum. Arbitrum with the solid volume, even though it's only at about 400 million. I mean, right now that's half of what Ethereum's bringing in, right? And remember, Milady is traded. It's technically Milady is on the Ethereum and Arbitrum network. So we want to see Arbitrum do really well in this next bull run, because whenever you see like a layer 1 or layer 2 project start doing really well, it usually is going to bring up its ecosystem with it, just like Solana did. Is this Arbitrum? No, this isn't Arbitrum. There we go. There's Arbitrum. Arbitrum's been looking good. It really has. It's been looking good. You can see this. Look at this beautiful bull flag that it's basically formed. Look at this beautiful bull flag this thing has formed. So I wouldn't doubt that there's maybe somewhat of more of a downward movement, but eventually it's going to find its spot. And this is really with consideration that the market itself, like Bitcoin and everything's doing great. This thing will eventually blow out from where it's at, and we'll be seeing some new all-time highs, because it did just come off of an all-time high at around $2.43. So very, very nice. And let's see here, AVK. I want to build my house in Thailand when it goes to 100x. You've been talking about that, bro. I hope your dreams come true. I really do. I really hope that one day when we're on a stream, you're telling me that you're over in Thailand and you finally got your dreams to come true, dude. I hope patience pays off for you, brother. I really do. Mayas was saying, so I'm asking how many zeros Milady can delete on the market cap that you're talking about. You know, Mayas, so that, you know, it's crazy is I always say this, you know, with the math, I honestly do not know how many zeros we're talking. That's why I always give predictions on market cap, right? Because this is easier for me to kind of be able to show you guys what I think the potential gains are for this project. But if you try to equate that into the actual price, I really don't know. I would say on the higher end, if we were to get to that $8, maybe $10 billion market cap, I would say most likely, with that being 160 to 200x move, you're probably talking about 1 to 3 zeros being deleted. I would say mostly I would be going towards the 2 zeros being deleted, most likely, because right now we have 7 zeros. I wouldn't be surprised if you can maybe do the math 200 times wherever we're at right now. Hold on, let me pull my phone out. I'm gonna end this once and for all, guys. Where's my handy dandy phone? I just got a new iPhone, so I'm trying to figure out. Oh, there it is. Have you guys made? I went from Android for the last like 10 years and just went back to a freaking iPhone, and it's been a struggle. It has been a freaking struggle. So what? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'll just put the 6 times 160 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So got the verdict here. So with the math, 160x would take us up to 5 zeros, 9, 6. 5 zeros and 9, 6. So it would drop almost 3 zeros. It would be right there at that, taking down 2 zeros, about to eat that third zero at an $8 billion market cap, right? Now, obviously, if anything more, we get towards that $10 billion market cap, we'll be looking at dropping 3 zeros on the price that we have right now. So I hope that helps you out. But I always feel like just looking at the market cap is a little bit easier, right? Because you can see, like I always say, you know, if it's 100x, you guys can see the amount that you have in your portfolios, and you can kind of just times it. You know, if you have $1,000, if it's 100x, you're gonna have friggin' $100,000 in your pocket, right? I mean, this is gonna be. I honestly think if everything plays out, this is gonna be a opportunity of a lifetime, right? I honestly do think that this is gonna be an opportunity of a lifetime, you know, and I hope we're all here to be here to witness it together, because I know a lot of you guys are stuck with the channel. A lot of you guys are new, but I hope later on, 6 months, a year down the road, or whenever it happens, we're all here together to celebrate, right? I really do. I hope you guys are all here, and I hope that all you guys' portfolios just blow up into the green. And one thing I can guarantee is, if you have patience, that'll most likely happen. It'll most likely happen, right? We can't say with certainty it's definitely going to happen. But a lot of times, whenever you have patience, it pays off for sure. So, with that being said, guys, let's just check out where we're at. So, Bitcoin really been kind of holding at this 41.7 mark. We are sitting at around 42.5. Bitcoin technically is up around $850, so about 2%. We're trying to regain, these losses that we took. But if you can even say these are losses, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you zooming out on Bitcoin, we are still up tremendously, right? Bitcoin is still up tremendously. We're just in a little hiccup right now on our way up to $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for Bitcoin. And with that being said, Milady is right behind it. Real quick, I do want to compare for the last 7 days. Let's compare our charts with Bitcoin, and look how we're pretty much in sync with Bitcoin. You can see Lady's honestly looks like it's been having a little bit more of a better run than Bitcoin, but for the most part, they're pretty much in sync as far as what the charts are looking like, right? So just imagine, you see how bullish Lady's looks right now, and Bitcoin really has been kind of just struggling the last few days. Imagine when Bitcoin gets up to $80,000. Just imagine where we're going to be at. You guys are early, and I'm not just telling you this. We're all early. I'm right here with you guys. I have a big bag of Milady, and I continue to keep dollar cost averaging in, because I believe that this is going to be a big meme coin, a big opportunity for all of us, right? So it doesn't matter if you hold 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, 1 trillion. It's all going to pay off in the long run, right? Definitely. So Amora was saying, traders with no patience will for sure get wrecked. For sure. Because remember, if you sell at a loss, that's the only way you're going to take a loss, right? These projects are most likely going to ever go to zero, right? Most likely they don't happen. That doesn't happen, right? So as long as you have patience, you'll at least get your money back. And if you can really hold that patience, you will make money in this. But like I keep telling you guys, that's the one thing I can guarantee is, if you have patience, you will do good in this field that you're in, as far as crypto, what we call this crazy world that we're in, crypto, right? But if you get emotional, or if you put yourself in a predicament where you unfortunately need to take the money out, and it's not that that exact time that we're waiting for, that's when you take that loss, and then you start you start hating on crypto. Almost, right? You start hating on it because of whatever situation that you were put in. So that's why I just tell you guys, just make sure you guys are just, thinking long term. You guys are investing money that you just absolutely do not need right now. So if you only have $5 extra and you don't need it to feed your family or whatever the case is, then so be it, right? But just build. You got to build from somewhere. We all started from there. All of us. So Amar was saying, I've learned massive patience from trading crypto in my regular life. 100%. That, and me being a father. Has taught me a lot of patience as well. Because I still am pretty impatient on some things. But for the most part, I've learned a lot of patience. And you're right, from crypto particularly has taught me financial patience for sure. And Amar said he's waiting for one more big drop. And I'm going to go in with all money to my name. After I just gave that whole spiel on being safe and investing, what this guy's like, I'm going all in. I'm putting all the chips in. Just make sure you're safe out there, bro, all right? Amor asked, bro, did you see the tweet with the dude with 1 trillion coins? No, I didn't see it. Do you know what his Twitter is? I'll bring it up before we end the live. What's his Twitter? We'll bring it up. Have you guys, I always tell you guys this, I do not I'm never really on their Twitter page because it's usually I'm trying to say, I always click into the wrong freaking ladies. Is this right here? I always click into the wrong ladies. What the hell? You can see I haven't clicked into Twitter in a little while. It's like friggin' making me update everything. Yeah, this is it right here. So let's see here. So ladies is in the Automator. I think I've seen him a couple times. Let's see his let's see here. I could have sworn it was just on here. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm like all over the place. Is this it right here? This can't be it. I don't think this is it. Nah, this isn't it right here. Oh, on the coin market cap post. Let me see. It should be like what, one of the top? Oh, right here. Oh, so he says he claims he put 1 trillion in the bag. Nice. He bought in on January the 10th. Let's see what he bought in on. So January the 10th was about 5 days ago. Let's see here. So, wow. What if he was part of this big pump? Because look, he bought in at a solid spot. If he bought in back here, look, this is January 10th right here. This is January 10th spot. I wonder if whatever he bought in on most likely pumped. Because you guys remember this big move we had. This was just a few days ago. It was up 37%, 39%. So I wonder if he was a big contributor. Like this goes back to when we looked, the whale wallets has gone up for Milady. So I don't know what 1 trillion actually. You have to have at least 100,000 in your wallet of Milady to be considered a whale. I don't think 1 trillion. I think 1 trillion right now would be around $64,000 if I'm not mistaken, doing my math right. So he's probably right under a whale wallet. Right now, technically, would be about 1.3, 1.4 trillion to be considered a whale, right? So let's see here. I bypassed the weekly limit by signing up a bunch of family members, then transferred profits between their wallets and purchasing with them, then sent everything back to my wallet. Nice. So he obviously he looks like he's doing like quick day trading for Milady. He's doing like quick day trading, but you can see he's buying, making profits, throwing it into another project, making profits, and then buying back into Milady, right? So long term, he knows long term this thing is going to be a big thing, and that's his way of accumulating more and more and more Miladies, right? So any way you guys can figure out a way to safely invest and just keep adding to your bag, I'm right there with you guys, right? Right there with you guys. So just a quick little recap of what I'm looking for. As long as we hold this 60, we're definitely bullish. At the bottom of this channel is what I'm looking for as far as buy-in. So anything under the 60 is what I'm looking for buy-ins, right? For dollar cost averaging in. Right now, not a bad spot whatsoever to dollar cost average in whatsoever, right? But I have a massive amount at around this price range. So I am looking for anything, even if we can maybe drop down towards the 61, somewhere around where we've been kind of bouncing, finding some support. I'll probably be making some purchases as far as for Milady, right? So anything pretty much under that, around that 61 and under is what I'm looking for as far as dollar cost averaging in right now. Remember, guys, we are still in this downward descending triangle, or what I love to call it, a bull flag, right? I would say 3 out of 4 times it'll play out, and we'll see a nice run after this plays out and we find some solid support. But nothing's really going to pop off, I don't think, until Bitcoin can really get its act together, get past this whole ETF debacle thing that we should be getting past tomorrow. The actual stock market's going to be opening back up. Hopefully we see a solid day and we can get back on track as far as us moving towards that 50,000 and breaking 50,000. But at the end of the day, everything looks great. Don't fall into any of the FUD. We're still on track. We are still on track to have a solid 2024. We have the halving coming up. We have interest rate cuts coming up, 3 of them particularly for this year. So we have some big things, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other things, catalysts that are going to help the crypto market and move us up, right? So if you guys see a dip, not financial advice, but take advantage of it. Keep dollar cost averaging in. Long term, this project is going to be a big thing. Remember, $47 million market cap is pennies compared to what we're going to be at. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys are watching football tonight, make sure you guys are rooting on for the Bucks. We're the underdog, right? We're the underdog. We're not even supposed to be in the playoffs, but let's see these Bucks kill it tonight. I will be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a regular day, so 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be starting the stream. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe. I thank you guys so much and hope you guys have a safe night, and I'll see you guys all back here tomorrow, okay? Thank you again, guys.